We've talked about evolutions. We've talked about mega evolutions. But why not talk about giving our Pokemon even weaker versions just because they're cute? When you put it like that, pre-evolutions are kinda weird actually. There are quite a few Pokemon that have always looked like adding another version before or after would make them feel complete. And as such, here are 5 of those Pokemon that feel like they deserve a smaller version of themselves. For me, I feel pre-evolutions are a bit hard to place on Pokemon because it doesn't always add too much to the original Pokemon. However, for a few Pokemon, it might give them a little extra storyline, an added bonus, or just be plain fun and make these Pokemon feel even better. Here are my top 5 new pre-evolutions for Pokemon Sun and Pokemon Moon. Hope you enjoy. Number 5. Audino. Audino has always looked like the caring type of Pokemon, and seeing as it is the only Generation 5 Pokemon with a Mega Evolution, I hope I'm right about that. I definitely checked. It would be nice to give it a little baby of itself to take care of. Audino reminds me a lot of a Generation 5 Chansey, so it'd be nice to give Happiny a little friend to stroll around with while the two mothers in Audino and Chansey watch over them. That'd be a nice playdate. Not to mention that Audino just looks like the type of Pokemon you could easily make a pre-evolution for, as it has that same feeling as Magmar, Mr. Mime, and Electabuzz, where it sort of has that feeling of already being a Stage 1 Pokemon, which would make it easy to create a little baby Pokemon from it. Number 4. Torkoal. Ash's Torkoal was a very memorable Pokemon to me during the anime. Or was it? I forget. However, I know I really like this Pokemon and thought it was just a fun fire type that unfortunately didn't get too much of a spotlight in the games themselves, aside from being Flannery's main Pokemon. It would just be cool to have a cute baby tortoise pop out. I mean, with Caracosta sort of seeming like Torkoal's opposite, Caracosta being the water-living turtle and Torkoal being the land-dwelling tortoise, that's the major difference between turtles and tortoises, by the way. Science. Or something. It would be sort of nice to match Caracosta by giving Torkoal a little baby tortoise of its own. I mean, with Torkoal's design, you could definitely have a baby pet tortoise derived from it. Number 3. Execute. Well, I did say I wanted Exeggutor to get a regular evolution. It might not get one. Or get a Mega Evolution instead. So to cover all the options, we can go ahead and give Execute the possibility of a pre-evolution. That's right, it could evolve from a single egg with a face on it. Literally that one in the middle that looks like the leader. I just think it'd be hilarious to have a Pokemon that would be literally a single egg that you could find in your fridge. You could also have different forms for the eggs in the wild, so you could catch every single one of the eggs and Execute. And since there are 6, each could have a little bonus 5 base stats in every stat column depending on which one you get. The one with the broken shell probably wouldn't get any bonus HP or defense. That's no yoke. We could come up with a creative name for the Pokemon. Like egg. Or egg. I know we have Togepi, but imagine a little egg just rolling through the forest looking for some more eggs to cohabitate with so they can come together to make Execute. It'd also be cool if you actually evolved it by catching all 6 different eggs, having them on your team, and then leveling up to get Execute. While that might seem like a lot, I just think it'd be a fun little minigame since pre-evolutions typically don't have that much purpose in the game besides being cute and maybe adding a little story, which is exactly what this pre-evolution would do, as the little egg finds friends and comes together to become a giant and powerful Exeggutor. This way, you could have some fun tracking down these little guys, like an Easter egg hunt. Number 2. Heracross. Heracross has been one of my favorite Pokemon from the 2nd generation. Even though I don't think I actually put it on my top 10. It's hard, I only have 10 choices. Seeing as how Heracross was given a bunch of safety padding in its Mega Evolution, why not give it a little baby beetle to make the whole line feel complete? I really enjoy the bug fighting typing as it gives Heracross some uniqueness in that not only is it the only type of its kind, it also just looks like this silly cute bug that stands on 2 feet, ready to fight it out. I think it would just be awesome to have a pre-evolution for this guy, so you can have a small beetle training every day so it can stand on 2 feet and fight with all its might. Just looking at Heracross, I know it'd be even cuter as a little baby beetle. Number 1. Chuckle. As I mentioned in my worst Gen 2 Pokemon, a big problem with Chuckle is that it would never be able to evolve with the introduction of Eviolite. it does emit that feeling of being a Pokemon that could possibly have a little more to it. So what I was thinking story-wise is that it evolves from a more offensive Pokemon that finds an item such as a hard rock and then transitions into a defensive Pokemon. That way, we can get rid of the chance at having a defensive Eviolite pre-evolution for Chuckle. And instead, you could have a little single-type bug Pokemon that evolves by letting it level up holding something like a hard rock. You could therefore give it some half-decent offensive stats, but very poor defensive stats, until it gets this big bright idea to become an immovable wall. Oh, Chuckle, I won't mess with you again. Thanks everyone so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. Please make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more Pokemon video viddles. I think that's my rap career in a summary. Let me know what Pokemon you think should receive a pre-evolution in the next installment of the games. And until next time, keep on catching!